how rough I look. I'm looking atrocious, but look at the state of me. But yeah, okay, everything's recording on this side over here in terms of no, it's not. I'm an idiot. Hold on a second. I apologize. Here we are. There we are. Sorted. Okay, that's working over here. Video's recording over here. Fine. And it's an honor to have you on the show. And I can't believe everything's working properly over here. And
let's not say anything.
yes. Knowing me, something could blow up and something could go extremely pear-shaped. So I just played that Heart of Gold. Let me turn down my microphone over here just a little bit. So I think that should be kind of like okay. Am I too loud or too quiet for you?
No, it's okay. It's great.
Excellent.
What about me?
You are absolutely perfect. Your levels are good. So may I first start the show by saying to you, vivere per sempre.
Viva per sempre. Viva, what you want to say? Sorry? Say again.
Is it vivere per sempre?
Vivere
per sempre. I think it's may you live long or may you live forever.
Oh, so possa tu vivere a lungo.
Oh, possa tu vivere a lungo. And you got to do the hands as well.
Yeah, of course. Body language.
Brilliant. So
very important.
Thank you so much. How's your day been today so far?
Yeah, not bad. I've just been writing stuff at the moment, so quite in a creative mood. All is going well. I mean, I try my best. The lockdown is hitting hard, so I try to stay and keep myself as much as creative as possible. So, yeah.
I love it. What's that thing on the shelf right at the top behind you? So, is that a lamp? What is it?
Yes, this is my music spot. So I tried to create a vibe. So those are two lamps, which I didn't turn on because they look a little bit funny on camera. So I did my test. And then, yeah, it's just my little, space where I decided to create a vibe because especially staying home most of the time, I just needed to, redecorate a little bit and trying to make it look like, oh, this actually looks professional. So, yeah, this is what I've been doing.
Let me just double check on my side whether everything is okay with the sound. So I've got a funny sort of.
Your audio went out for a while and then it was quite.
Oh, it's me. I'm controlling the what do you call it, the audio over here from the preamplifier for the microphone for me, just to cut me out so you sound louder. But I can hear like an airplane or something.
Really?
It's like so Darth Vader's walking in the room.
Maybe computer, it's the laptop, I mean with a laptop. Because other than everything is just quite off. I'm in a room trying to, isolate myself. So
no, absolutely brilliant. Everything is perfect. I just played out Heart of Gold, so tell me about that.
That's a song that is being part of my last EP, I should say. I mean, I released my last EP last year, obviously, because with the lockdown, then everything just gone a little bit quieter, and is a part of the EP. The EP is made of 4 songs, and this was the opening track of the EP. Actually, I wanted to open on with a kind of a nice and up-tempo vibe and a very sweet vibe, and this song is dedicated to my brother. So I'm sure that lots of people that have one heart of gold in their life, and that's mine. So yeah, this is what the song is about, and I think it turned out quite actually popish, more popish than I thought on the first place. But it's I think it's just it's nice. I like it. I don't know about you or the listeners, but I do enjoy it. Written the song and also like performing. I've been performing that song quite a lot. I mean, before lockdown, obviously, quite many times live and even acoustically, just with a guitar and voice. And everyone loved that song so much that I decided to release. Okay, let me do the song then, because it's quite a, when you write a song, you want to test that the songs actually they're gonna be liked by people. So you just perform live. And this was one of the track that people were just like liking it. So I was like, yeah, why not? So yeah.
Wow, it's a beautiful track. I just played it out just before your phone, see, and I thought I wasn't sure whether you're listening to the show beforehand, because you know me, I don't like to listen to anything before I'm presenting the show. I just meditate and before the show, and I always pray to God the Almighty that nothing goes wrong during the show.
Okay.
So
Which never happened.
which always happens, or guaranteed something stupid happens in every one of my radio show. Sometimes I fall over a wire. We've had to sort that out. Sometimes something blows up. One day something caught fire. You know, I put that one out as well. But it's just like The Omen, another film, The Omen. So
Show, so everything can happen. So it's
yeah,
okay.
it's absolutely, yes, it's live. So there you have it. So question, please, Vina.
Yeah.
We've got questions come through from Harvey, right? And she says, can you tell us how you started off in the music industry?
Well, basically, I was born in a family of musicians. So literally, when I was in my mom's belly, my mom and dad, they are singers as well, musicians. So they were singing, and I was in the belly, and they were singing. So music has been part of my life since I was really, really a kid. And it was like, one of the festivals that you just decided to do when you're in your 14. I was in my hometown. I'm from Sicily in Italy, so it's the south. And I decided to give it a go. I was like, okay, let me do this festival. And I always knew that I wanted to do music. But obviously, when you're in your 13, 14 years old, you're just like, you're trying to figure out life. But then I was like, you know what? I want to do this. I was singing like, all the time, because as I said, my parents still doing gigs now, but they were performing. So I was like, okay, I was on stage 4 years old the first time in my life. So can you imagine? So and I was like, okay, let me do that. And then I started to take it seriously, like, oh, okay, I want to do this as a career. So I moved to Milan, which is the north of Italy. I started to a music academy. I took a degree in the music academy as well. And then I started the first auditions. I was backing vocalist for big artists in Italy. And then I landed in a big TV show in Italy as well, where I worked for many, many years. And yeah, from there, I think this is when all started. So it was kind of a roller coaster, and it still is in a way, because obviously I feel always I want to challenge myself. So, but yeah, it's just like music has always been organic for me. No one pushed me to do that. I wanted to do that. Even my parents, that obviously they do that as a work, I would say, but they do other stuff as well. My father is a doctor. My mom she works at the university, yeah. But they have music like a big part of our life. It's been, it's a family thing. So you can't get out without, listening music, like dreaming about music. And this is what it was natural. Like, long story short, I don't know if I answered your question. Sorry, it was too long, but this is what happened to me.
It's fine. You've answered it very, very well. You mentioned Italian superstars. So is that Andrea Bocelli, Zucchero, Alexia, and Giorgio? So tell me more about these people.
You know Andrea Bocelli?
No, but I'll learn now from you.
Oh, okay. Actually did a feature with I think Ed Sheeran as well lately. So it's a very big. He's an interesting artist because he makes pop and kind of opera, but in a modern way. He's a very big superstar in Italy and also internationally, because he does lots of gigs elsewhere. And I work with him. I work with other artists like Giorgia, which is another amazing Italian artist. She's into pop soul, funk. It's very, 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 she's brilliant. And also Alexia, which is more a pop dance artist, I should say. And then also those are just a few of people. I've been really working with lots of people before moving to UK here, and trying to start again from zero, because as I said, I'm a very I like to challenge myself. I'm very critical. I'm very hard on myself, because I always I want to be the best that I can be at that time, eventually. So yeah, those were brilliant experiences for me, because I grew up in a certain big stages, you know, doing lots of big, massive gigs for MTV, for like national TV. So obviously, my background was like mostly on TV and theater and live performances. So I just, as I said, like I was born performing. I was 4 years old first time I was on stage. So yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Do you know? Yeah, you're very humble because you haven't mentioned any. Look, BBC did the Victorian Albert, the royal wedding.
But that's another. You asked me about my Italian. Now, if you want to talk about the English, so basically, because I've been working some time ago, like a few years ago, I've been working this big TV show in Italy, and it was like a comedy show. So I used to dance, singing, and acting there. So acting has been another part of my background in a way. And then when I moved to UK, I was like, you know what? Why don't do that as well? Because I'm quite good. I've been doing that for a while. So I started to do like acting shootings and stuff like that. And then one of the agents that I'm with called me and said, you know what, the production wants you for this role. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, it was one of the first shoots when I moved to UK. And I was like, all of a sudden you find yourself in going to Norwich or Winchester. We filmed this amazing documentary with all these Victorian dresses. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't sound like an English Duchess, but I will try my best.
I love it. I love the way you pronounce Winchester as well. It's brilliant. I love it.
As I said, I try my best.
I love it. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Is that who I think it is in the picture behind you?
Who is this?
I thought it was Michael Jackson.
He is.
Yeah, he's a brilliant MJ. Wow, you're an MJ fan.
He's actually a very good friend of mine. She knows that I'm a big, massive fan of Michael Jackson. She drew that for me. Yeah, she did that, by the way. And
wow.
I was like, all over the moon, because I was like, that's me, that's mine. Yeah. So and since then I've been doing other shootings on sets, commercials, things. So I'm still doing that. Apart from the last year, that was completely a mess. And I think last time I did a gig, it was exactly 1 year ago, which sounds crazy. If I think about that, it was like, nah, I never been off from stage so long in my entire life. So it's quite, I know that it's like that for everybody in the music industry, but it's so, I don't want to talk about that. Let's not talk about COVID.
That was one of the later questions I was going to ask you. But you know, you've done Dancing with the Stars. You've done that as well.
Yeah.
Which is, you can dance, can't you?
I can, of course I did. So I studied dance, modern dance, so I can dance as well. In fact, my first single, which is Breathe Again, but the original version, I did a music video where I was dancing as well. So yeah, I wanted a music video. I wanted to do my debut single as a solo artist, like me dancing in the video, like Beyonce.
Wow. I watched the video to the making of Breathe Again. You filmed it. Is it the Peanut Factory?
Yes, in East London.
Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. And it was it looked like a very, very difficult day, actually. A long day, really, wasn't it?
Yes, it was an exhausting, brilliant but exhausting day. Like I think I arrived there around 8 a.m. in the morning, and we ended up finishing around 6 p.m., which sounds like okay-ish. But when you need to perform for a music video, change 3 or 4 outfits, I guess.
Yeah.
Dance in the video, sing in the video, trying to, because you're the boss, so you're trying to. Everyone is coming to you, say, oh, do you want to do this? And I was like, oh, so yeah, it's been a little bit difficult, but because again, I think for me, I'm so passionate about that it's just, even when I'm stressed. If I'm stressed because of music, I'm like, okay, you know what? It's my life, so I can't complain. I chose that, so yeah.
No, it's absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Because what I know, so did you, who was in charge of the choreography there then in that?
This lady, Emiko. Oh my gosh, the surname is she's gonna kill me if I say the wrong. Well, I can't even remember, but she's a brilliant dancer and choreographer that I personally involved in the project, because another friend of mine, which was a dancer, bear in mind, hey, I didn't tell you that. I was a dancer in a Bollywood movie.
Really?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I'll tell you in a minute. And I think it went out in the cinema, this movie called, oh my gosh. I
gotta know what it is.
Yeah, but it was an amazing experience. We shot that movie in, I think, some castle in the Kent area. But this is for another story. But in that set, I met this dancer that then I called and said, oh, would you like to, to be part of my music video? She was so excited. I was like, okay, but we need a choreographer. Don't worry, I know a girl. So this is what happened. So we called Emiko, and she was brilliant. She's so passionate, and she's so good. Very full of energy, and it just made a difference. Obviously, when you look back what you did, there are always times when you say, oh, it could have been done better. I could have done that better. But it's just like, this is part of when you make art. I learned that perfection doesn't exist. So we are human beings, thank God.
Yes.
And we accept that, and trying to learn from experiences, and trying to develop, or trying to learn from other people as well, or trying to learn from our mistakes, which are important as well. And I was dancing in Bollywood.
What was the name of the film? Can you remember? Can you find out for me, though?
I can find out for you. I'll let you know. There is also, I think there is a post of me on Instagram. I posted myself. I was in this nice dress with a beautiful castle in the background. Me was dancing. La, 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 la. It was amazing.
I love it. I love it. It's brilliant. And another question from Harvey. Vina, this is, if she's right, your dog, is it Mozart?
Mozart, yeah.
Yes.
I won't bring you here because it can be such a funny dog, like he barks. So it's like I say, in fact, at the moment I'm in Italy. I'm not in London yet, because with this lockdown, I figured out after Christmas, okay, should I stay a little bit longer or should I go back? Let me stay here. I can enjoy my dogs, my family. But I said to my parents, which is in the other room, please, please, please make sure you shut up, because I need to. And then bless them, they're there with the dog. Don't worry, don't worry. So Mozart is my little dog. Obviously, with I'm mentally.
I love it. I am.
Because I'm a musician, so I was like, oh no, let's call him Mozart. So he's a toy poodle. He's 9 years old and he's adorable. I just love too much dogs. Yeah.
Wow, brilliant. So the thing is, how does he react when you sing at home?
Oh my gosh! The other day I was just tracking some vocals of a new song. I was writing, and all of a sudden he was there staring at me. I was like, "What's going on here?" And I was like, so I always have fun when he listens to me, especially when I'm on the mic. So obviously he listens to this massive sound, and it's like he's just staring at me, looking at me. But it stays there. It's just like as soon as he's in your laps, it's fine. It's like it can stay there all day. In fact, sometimes he comes to me, he wants to come say, hey, I'm working, mommy's working. And he's like, it doesn't get that. So sometimes I just work with him on my laps, or I play with him on my laps, because it's like, just let me do that. So it's always, he always wants to stay close. And, even if you have a castle or 3 floors, house, you would stay always in the same spot as you. And sometimes it's annoying because it's like, mommy has to do something, but it's just how can you explain that to them? You can't. Wow.
I think animals have a pure spirit. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
It's true. So we have to look after them. Okay. So what's your favorite food and why?
Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay, I'm Italian, so I don't want to sound too granted for this. But I would say I love pistachio lasagna. Don't know if you ever tried that with pistachio. Oh my gosh. That's a life-changing experience. If you never tried that, I bet you. So basically, I love pistachio. I'm a really, really, really massive fan of pistachio. Even if it's I don't know, sweet or sour, whatever, you can do so much stuff with it. And this is a recipe that actually my brother cooked for me, pistachio, and my sister-in-law. They cooked for me pistachio lasagna over Christmas, I think. And I was like, oh, I can't. This is life-changing. And then I would say, this is not the only one though. I love pad Thai food. I'm a big fan, big, massive fan,
Yeah.
and sushi as well. So I'm not like that traditional. When it comes to the cuisine, I like to try and experiment. And I would say also Indian food. However, only every now and then it's too much spicy for me. Sometimes it can be. I love it. I seriously, I do, because I'm not that close mentally. I like, as I said, like to try food, and yeah.
Wow. I think we're now. So, where are you? Are you back in Milan now?
No, actually, I'm in Sicily,
Oh,
which is
yeah. You did say before. Yeah.
so basically, because why Milan? Because I used to live in Milan, which
Yes.
is I have a house there, so I own a property in there. But then, obviously, now it's Christmas, and Christmas usually is with family. So I came to Sicily, which is where my family is based in Catania. So
Wow.
I'm in south, sunny days,
Wow.
something nice and warm. So it's like I can't complain. Weather-wise, I think it's better than London at the moment, to be honest.
Yeah, I can imagine. I wanted to go out walking earlier to do some exercise, and because of the rain, I couldn't. I thought, forget it. And I thought I've got to prepare for the radio show, which is the main thing. So, who inspires you and motivates you musically? Obviously, Michael Jackson's got a massive inspiration as well.
Oh my God! Like you can't get wrong with Michael Jackson. I mean, for me, it's like if I should say like one artist that really I could, get if he was still alive, of course. This is for me this art. It's the artist, over the top of the plays. It's just like it's too much. There is no one. I mean, I love all other artists. Obviously, I wouldn't name it because there are so many, but that's my idol in terms of music. When it comes from inspiration, well, it's a very hard question because really it's my life that inspires me. Especially, I mean, over the last few years that I did these massive changes in my life. I moved to a new country. I started again from scratch in a way. I put myself out of my comfort zone after years and years working in certain places with certain people on a certain level. You start again. You want to be a music artist. You want to make your own things. You want to have people hearing your own stuff. So it's you. It's not anymore you working for a big thing. It's you and just you. So life and this, I feel the urge to communicate with people. I'm a very social person, and for me, music has always been a very big platform for me to express my emotions and feelings, which are massively sometimes all over the place. But for me, music gives me the platform to channel even that energy that sometimes is woo. It's like it's explosive, like the volcano. We have in Catania, which is my home place. We have Etna, which is one of the biggest volcanoes in Europe, and it's like I was born here, so it's like it makes actually absolutely sense. I'm like that. So to go back to your question, I think life experiences, personal experiences, and also people relate to me what they've been experiencing. And apart from obviously big artists like Mike, my friend Mike. Mike. Hey, how are you? Yeah, good.
Oh, I love it.
I'm crazy, I told you.
That's brilliant. It's brilliant. I'm crazy.
Yeah, I think who is it? People that are into music, they have to be a little bit crazy. I don't know if you agree with me, but
Yeah.
otherwise you won't survive. You couldn't survive. It's like I like to call it sometimes a jungle. You
Yes.
need to find yourself, what's going on. And even people that you think sometimes, it's funny because people that you feel like, okay, I'm going to have sometimes support from this person. And sometimes just like, there's none. And some of the people that you didn't expect show up, in a time that's like, oh, wow, this is nice. Because, yeah, it's not, there is not so much space for genuinity. Like, people are not so genuine sometimes. So that's something that I suffered, especially at the beginning when I moved to UK, because I'm completely actually an opposite as a character. Like, I'm a very honest, I say things to your face.
Yeah.
Do it in a bad way. I don't like to hide or say, hi, how are you? Yeah, I'm great. Yeah, and then behind your back, push.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So it's just, that's an attitude that is not who I am. So I'm actually I'm too transparent sometimes. I don't know if sometimes it's a disservice.
It's a good thing. It's a good thing. Just trust me. It's a very good thing to be that way. I'd rather you be like that. You'll get further. I think being very blunt in life, because I'm like you. I'm very, very. People don't like me because I'm very straight.
You see? You can say the truth, and people don't want to hear the truth sometimes. So here we are.
Exactly. So, your favorite 3 songs from other artists and why?
Okay, you won't make me in trouble tonight. Okay. 3 songs, come on. Okay, I would just say 3 songs, but bear in mind there are much more on the list. But I would say Chaka Khan, Through the Fire. Oh, I love that song. Just like the feeling. It's just a ballad song. I love it. And then Always by Bon Jovi.
Wow.
I love that song. For me, it's an endless song. And it's like I could listen to that over and over again. It just like reminds me when I was younger as well. I don't know. It's the nostalgic feeling when a love song was a love song. Like love was love. It's always gonna be like that. And then I would say MJ again.
Yes.
Like Smooth Criminal.
Oh yeah.
But really, I could say like all the repertoire about him. And yeah, those are 3 songs that, yeah, they come to my mind. But there are so many more.
Wow, I love it. I love the answer. There was a music producer. I think I went to Italy when I was 24 years old, so that was a long time ago. I'm 40 years old now. I'm getting older, but
40. What they say, 40 is the new 30. So come on.
I love it. Thank you for that. To be honest, I feel better now at the age of 40 than I did when I was 30. So, and I feel like I'm rewinding in time as well, going backwards. So I think certain people will try and kill me for that secret, as in terms of reversing the aging process. But
it's okay. The new 30. You're in the 30s.
There was a music producer called Nicola Conte, and I love Nicola Conte because he did a song with is it Maria. Is it Maria Moita? There was a song, and it goes.
It's not new for me, but Niccolo Conte. Did you say Niccolo Conte?
Yeah.
I kept something. I don't know him personally, but I'm sure that send that to me. I'm sure that I know it because it reminds me of something. But I can't really say that I know it.
My friend is an Indian man. Like I haven't seen him in a long time, but he's got a music shop in Lido de Jesolo, and so his music shop is over there, and that's where I heard of Nicola Conte. So me and this other man started having an argument over the CD because it's the last CD in the shop, and I said, please, I've come all the way from London, England, so we need to have this CD. He goes, okay, he goes, you can have it.
Oh wow. Yeah. So you're fun. Next time I go to Italy, if I met him, I will tell him.
Certainly. So we've already. I was gonna. Have you ever lost motivation or hit a hurdle? See, I'm not sure about this question because you said don't talk about COVID. We'll talk about that later. But other than COVID, have you ever lost motivation or hit a hurdle?
Yep.
How did you deal with it then?
My answer is yes and yes. Motivation, again, apart from let's put in parentheses the COVID saga. Yeah, because when you, as I said, like for me, moving to a new place is exactly, it was 4 years ago now when I moved to London. So it was a very big time for me. Like lots of things changed, and I was in a relationship that didn't work out, so very hard time on that. So yes, there was a moment that I definitely lost motivation because it felt too claustrophobic. I was feeling like, Breathe Again. Breathe Again is a song that it keeps, and it keeps coming back. People like say, oh, I love that song, I love the song. And it resonates that every year. Like I released that in 2019.
Yeah.
So, and then last year again, I decided, you know what, this is a song that people keep telling me, I love that song. I keep listening to the song. Okay, let me do a remix there, because the song, I think, entered in a competition with a Meta Pop, is a music platform where our producers from all over the world come and remix your track. So all of a sudden I found my song pick up from people all over. If you go on YouTube and type Breathe Again, it's just like remix of random people. I was like, oh, wow. So one of those remixes, actually the first three, I said to the guys, they were amazing. They turned out amazingly, like the remix I did by RadiAsian remix. Yeah. I was like, would you like me to release it? Because I think it's quite cool. And he was like, yeah, let's do it. So I did it. And Breathe Again is like, is the part, it represents the enter in the adult life in a way, when drastic changes happen into your life and you just kind of you find yourself, oh my gosh, I can't breathe again, this is too much, I need to find a way to get out from that cage. This is what the lyrics say as well. Wow. And so to come back to your question, definitely that was a moment where I found myself lost before moving to UK. The first 2 years of adjustment and reshaping entirely my career, my life, my habits and circle of people and food and weather and stress. Anymore. I don't have a car anymore. I don't have my dog with me anymore. I don't go to my gym in 5 minutes. So big time for me, because when you're not used to, you need to readjust. And then, that was one of the most crucial period in my life. And I was actually started to lose motivation just before moving into UK, because I was feeling in a place where, like, I've been working in this show for so many years. People were starting to recognize me on the road. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to be careful what I'm dressing up today. I don't need to have a tracksuit today. Let me go to the supermarket and let me dress properly. Before someone say, hey, like it happened, I saw you in the shop. Hello, it was me. So, and it's it got to the point where I was so comfortable in that show, the things that I was doing, the things that I could expect from that, there was anything for me left in terms of motivation creatively, like on a creative level. So I was like, you know what, I need to make a move. I need to change something in life. It was a very hard decision for me to quit a TV show, quit a contract, quit a big place where you also have your room where people come and knock your door. Hey, you still time? It's like, can you imagine? It's like, okay. Wow. I found myself like, I moved and I was like, I was going to open mics and I was like, I never did a gig in my life for free. Like, wow. It's just right. Open mics? What? But no, because I feel like I still go for auditions now. I'm up for, if you don't know me, I need to give you a reason to know me. So I need to show you what I'm capable of for sure. Oh, yeah. But it's just like the mental state where you feel like, I reached a level and then back again, and you need just to stand up again and start again and performing and go to open mics and networking with people. And, this is how I started again, slowly. Meanwhile, I was still working on writing and developing my sound and trying to find my identity as an artist, my sound, what I wanted to say, what I wanted to be known as, and et cetera, et cetera. Yeah.
Well, what I did, I realized that you There was the Christian Sivle, the trance mix of Breathe Again, which is quite badass as well. Is it Azencion? How do you say it?
Azencion. Listen,
Yeah.
I say Azencion. I never met this guy in real life. All I did, because I'm telling you, there was like this remix competition online that my PR company put me in. The PR company I was working at that time when the single came out. And they were like, would you like to, us to put this into a remix competition? I was like, yeah, why not? It's exposure. It gives me platform and a channel for me to, just send my music to producers or people, the DJs, whatever. And this guy, those guys that they organized the competition, they were like, okay, now you need to choose a winner. Hey, there were more than 400 remixes.
What?
Yes, I'm telling you, it was crazy. I was like, I will never gonna get this right. Can you imagine listening 400 remixes? And I was like, guys, you should help me. No, it's you. It's the artists and the producers eventually. People involved in the production that, decide the winner. And I was like, So I started to listen, and it was a long, it took me a couple of weeks, because obviously it's not like I did all this time. Yeah, let's listen. And obviously, as you know, like some were nice, some not that, you can't know, because it's an online competition open to people. I think, I don't know how it works. I think people has to be registered in that platform. But the response was huge. Even the guy that organized things, he was like, oh my gosh, your track, everyone loves this track. So I was like, wow, this is a good thing for me, of course. And lots of people were asking me, oh, I want to release your song. Some people were starting to ask me, oh, if I remix this, if I rent this, can I be a co-writer as well? I was like, dude, no, because I wrote this track with other two writers, and there is no way that they're gonna, it's a remix. You shouldn't be part of the writing because you didn't write the song in the first place. Sure. Even if you change, I don't know, the arrangement, but you're still not a writer for the song. So at some point there were some funny people, and I needed to put them in their places, because they were started to, I want to do. I was like, calm down. And so this guy, actually, I think he won the second place in the competition. And I say to the three guys that arrived to the first three places, I was like, would you like me, because I chose the remixes, I was like, would you like me to release it? I was like, and they were like, oh my gosh, that would be, so great for me, because obviously there are producers that maybe they're trying to make their name out there, or people that don't get opportunity to find someone that says, oh, I like this, I want to release it. It's not that straightforward, or it's not that common. Not all the time. Obviously, when you're independent, you have more freedom. But at the same time, when there are other people involved, it's just like you need to always be careful what you do and what you don't. I think Azencion. I like to think Azencion.
Azencion. So I've run a translation on that, and it translates to the word voltage.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Voltage. So that's the translation. Italian translation is voltage.
I think this guy is somewhere based in Sweden.
Really?
Yes. But you know what? I tried to reach hard this guy. He's not on social media. It's difficult, because I said to him, I contacted him through this platform, and to get back from him, it took ages. And then even when he finished and he sent me the mastered track, I was asking him a question. Would you like me to tag you? How can I find nothing? So this is what I'm saying. I'm guessing is Azencion, because I never saw it. It's very happy for me to release the track. So I did ask, obviously, the permission, or if he was up for it, of course. I wouldn't release anything without, permission or without everyone agreeing, because this is not my philosophy. This is not how I do things. I always trying to respect even who is involved in the tracks. If I co-write with someone, I will never do something without asking first, would you be okay if I do this, because I think it's fair.
Well, sadly, not everyone thinks like you in the music industry, so it's good to have someone like you that thinks like that. That's very, very
Thanks.
good of you. I heard I watched a video to the acoustic version of Breathe Again. It's absolutely beautiful, absolutely
Thank you.
beautiful. So you put so much passion and into the vocal. At one point, like the way you were moving as well, I thought you were playing the guitar as well. So
No, not in the track. I don't play guitar. No, unfortunately, no. I mean, I used to play a little bit, but I then stopped. And I love guitar. It's just I think it's not my instrument, but I do love it. Now there was a friend of mine, Ruel on guitar, Richardson, and yeah, we've been playing together for a while. This is why I asked him to record that acoustic version at that time, because I think sometimes it gives another life to a song and another perspective, because sometimes people, I mean, what I didn't want to was like passing from this dancing artist, which I am not. So the track came out quite pop dance-ish for a coincidence, because the producer at the time, he sent me 3 versions. I really engaged with this poppy dancing version. I was like, you know what? Yes, debut single, I'm gonna dance like a crazy lady. Let's do it. So it came out dancing way, but I didn't want, and I hope that people wouldn't think like, oh, what kind of artist you are you a dancing artist? No, I'm not. I'm trying to make music that resonates with me at that time in a way that I think people are going to enjoy. And if it comes out it's a little bit more popish, it's fine, but I wouldn't consider me like the top 40 Billboard artist, like making just pop music, because I can make much more organic music and folk music in a way. In fact, I have songs that I eventually want to release this year, hopefully, that are just more into a Crossroads vibe, which is a more organic singer-songwriter. Let me tell you this story. Let's go.
Yeah. Wow. So obviously you have family supporting what you do because your parents are both musical. Yeah. So they taught you to sing as well. So do you do the scales like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, and do?
Wow, brilliant. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. No, well, yeah. It's much deeper than that, because I think apart from the fact that obviously as a musicians they understand quite well what it means to be a musician, I always had their support, even during my darkest times where I felt like actually even my mom was always motivating me and say like, you know what, you chose this, you fight for it, and trying to motivate me and support me even when I felt like, oh my gosh, this is too much. And this is, I think it's so important, because it makes me feel like when sometimes I am in the first place, I start to feel like, I doubt that this is gonna work. They're like that thinking, you're so great, you're gonna make it. And I always say to her, I don't know when, I don't know how, I don't know why, but one day I'm gonna make it. So this is what I like to keep saying to my mom. But they're very proud of me, and I am, because I don't think lots of people got that sense of support. This is an industry that is not for boys. It's not for boys, if you know what I mean. I'm not a boy.
You have to be very strong basically to make it, thick-skinned. Yeah.
You need to be very strong, and you need to have a self confidence that sometimes I think every artist in a way they have their own insecurities. Yes. But you need to find reason to be authentic and to transform those insecurities in strength. And the point, people are going to be like, wow, I want to sing something that makes you feel how vulnerable I am, but at the same time, how strong I am.
Brilliant.
Beautiful. I love that. I wish that for me. What can I wish for myself?
I love it. I love the covers you did for Coldplay's Magic, Sia's Titanium, Mina's Ancora, Sara, is it Bareilles? Is that
Bareilles.
Right? Bareilles.
She used to be mine. But
Yeah.
she's an American songwriter, actually. She's not Italian, eh?
Really?
Yeah, check it out because she's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. So how do you spell? How do you say her surname again?
Sara, I think Bareilles. I call it Bareilles,
Bareilles.
but forget my accent. It might be, but in the way of Bareilles, something like that. But she's American and she's amazing. Check it out. Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. I love I love what you did there, and I think because you've injected your own personality into the song, and you've passed that off very, very well. You did it in a proper studio environment with great musicianship around you, somebody on the keys as well, which is brilliant. Great communication with the other musicians. Well shot. The visuals are good. The audio is beautiful. Vocal is obviously beautiful. That's why you're on my show. And
Great. This is why you're in the first place, by the way.
it's true. It's true because if you weren't good, you wouldn't be on my show. Put it that way.
That's very good of you. Like, I like to hear that. Firstly, because obviously it's nice for me to hear, and I thank you for that, for having me in your show. And secondly, because I think if people would, especially, people that works in the radio,
Yeah.
if people would like push more for music that they really love, I suppose that I have to pass this music just because there is this record label that is just,
Yeah. I know
music
about
would
that.
much better place, a much better place to be into. Yeah, even for us to listen to. Like, I listen to the radio. I don't want to listen over and over again the same,
Song. Yeah.
songs just because it's the new single. It's fine, but let me give people the opportunity to listen other stuff as well, because music is beautiful because it's diverse. I want to listen, someday I want to listen jazz music, someday I want to listen opera, someday I want to listen pop rock music. You know what I mean? So like, give me the freedom to do that. Sometimes in radios, not so much. So
Wow.
I thank in the name of artists for that, because when someone is passionate about music and when someone just puts quality first, as opposed to, I have to do that, I think you win.
Thank you. Because do you know what it is? I'm lucky in that sense because certain presenters that I know that work in radio, everything has to go through a radio producer first. And if the producer doesn't say, I don't like that track for the show, we'll take it off the playlist. But with me, I've got total control of the playlist, which is really, really good.
Really good. You know what? Because I've been into that game before doing even my solo career. I used to work for big radio station in Italy. I used to do like jingles for radio. I don't know if you radio. I would say radio, but Radio 105. It's called Radio 105 in Italy, or Radio 2.
Yes.
It's another big. I used to do like big jingles. And obviously it's a massive place. And even me working in there, I contacting in the past, or a Radio 1, which is another radio always in Italy. And even like smallest or local radio station, they've been saying to me, listen, I would love that because I really love your stuff, but we can't. So I was like, a little bit disappointed, because I'm like, okay, even if it's not like the main first show in the first, it's just like there must be a time in the day that you can pass one song. No, we can't. And I was like,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, I did a couple of radio interviews and they passed the song. I think at some point my song was playlisted as well in a Italian radio station for 1 month, which was a great achievement, because with no radio promoter, forget it. I mean, I was on the radio a lot, but I personally contacted people, and it's very difficult. Obviously, people like you that, as you say, you have control your playlists.
Yeah.
Otherwise, nearly, I wouldn't say impossible, nearly, because you know what? One day you're gonna hear me there as well as your radio station, which is amazing. By the way, seriously, I've been listening a couple of nights when I got the chance, and I think it's brilliant because, again, gives people the platform to listen whatever they are. Yeah, very, very. It makes you feel free. It makes you feel free, and it makes you feel happy.
Thank you. That means a lot to me. It means a lot to me because I'll be honest, working here is very, very hard work. I mean, even late last night, I thought, Vina's waiting for me. I've got to do the poster last night. I thought, oh no.
Oh my God, he sent me the poster at 2 a.m. I was trying to sleeping by then. I was like, But this morning I was like, okay, let me find out if he sent me, and he did, yeah. So I was like, yeah, but don't worry, like I know that again, like I'm in this industry for a while, so I know that sometimes things things that you're trying to schedule are not always possible. So I wasn't, oh my gosh, I just needed that to eventually, tell to my people, well, check it out that, and I didn't want to, say last minute, oh, I'm on in 1 hour. Which kind of up and nearly, but it's fine because it's fine. I guess sometimes it works even in a good way because when you say to people so much time in advance, sometimes people forget. But sometimes it's better to remind them, hey, I'm on in 4 hours. Come on, you're home, lockdown. Come on, tune in.
Exactly. And do you know, from another point of view, like as a radio presenter, I'm very, very funny with my interviews because I don't like to advertise anything far away. I'll try and do it the night before latest or the same day, because I know this sounds crazy, right? But sometimes people wish you bad, that bad things may happen. I hope that messes up. I hope that goes wrong. So I'm very, very funny about that. I'm very paranoid.
Superstitious?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, okay. Well, it makes sense. But obviously, everyone, but you're not the first person that I hear. Sometimes you just need to remind, especially nowadays, that like with the social media, every 1 second you have new posts coming in, and you're distracted. So you need to remind people, like at the time, like when it's sooner is gonna happen. Otherwise, they can forget. They can, oh, I thought it was, I don't know. Sometimes, oh, I thought it was an Italian time. Yeah? Say, no, guys, you. And then I try to do a post on Facebook, 8:30 p.m. Italian time, because it's like.
I'm so sorry. I'm an idiot, because what it is, I should have made the poster for you with the Italian time on it.
No, it's fine, because what I do normally, no, I do that thing. I just translate in Italian as well, especially in Facebook, because on Instagram, sometimes it's long to write everything in Italian and in English. It's like, so especially in Facebook, I try to translate. So because people been complaining to me, oh, stop to talk in English. We need to understand. I'm like, not trying to look fabulous. It's just that. For me, it just became normal to me, because I try to, I make music, I write music in English, I live in England, I do radio interviews. It just like, it makes sense. It's an international language, so it's like, it makes sense to me. I don't want to sound like, oh, she's trying to, no, I'm not trying to pretend anything, because if you want to talk to me in Italian, let's go. I talk every day, with people. It's not about that. It's just it's easier for me to communicate with a wider audience.
Yes.
So I did that. I said 8:30 Italian time.
Oh wow! So we had there's 1 hour difference, wasn't there, between me and you then?
Yes.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Don't worry, like, because you might, oh my gosh, I thought because otherwise I would have tuned in. I think 6:30, because for me 6:30 it wouldn't be a messy problem, but because I live in the UK, so I know that when it's 7:30 UK, 7:30 UK, I know that it's 8:30 here, so it's fine. It's absolutely fine.
Wow, Vina, wow. Tell me, right, a funny studio or live performance story, please.
Oh my gosh. Okay, most of my funny stories, they belong to live performances, actually, because fun enough, like I have much more repertoire to use on live performances. One time there was this gig I did. There was this season where I was doing so many gigs in London. I was so happy, big venues every night, lots of songs. And then I remember I was on stage with a pianist. We were a duo. Okay, he started with this intro, a song, bear in mind that I could sing closing my eyes, and he was like, all of a sudden, he started with the intro, 4-bar intro. I need to get in. I completely forget melody and lyric, but completely, like, at least you say, like, sometimes when lyrics can happen, but at least you remember melody. I'm usually very good with that, but I went completely blind, and I was like, what am I gonna do? So we started, and I was like, started to send the mic. All this audience looking at me, because it was a very intimate venue, so very nice, posh place. Everyone was looking at me. I did, and I didn't stop. So I started to talk. And me, I was like, sorry, tonight I need a bigger intro because I feel like I want to get into the mood of that atmosphere. And and everyone was like, what's going on with this lady? For a while, I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened to my brain after, I think, 1.5 minutes, something that can be a long time when you need to start a song, right? It seems like it's fine, but trust me, when you're there, it's like, no, you wanna kill yourself. And then all of a sudden I have this revelation, melody and lyrics came, and I started. I think the first 2 lines of the lyrics were wrong, but still I just invented something, which is very dangerous. Don't do that. You can do that in Italy because people in the UK, especially, known songs, because people are gonna be like, huh? Unless they're already drunk, which they happen to me as well. When people are, been drinking, let's say late night, they don't understand anything. So you could sing anything and they would just, But it was a very, very composed place. So no one was drinking that much. So I think after a while I had this revelation. I started to sing, and finally I pray and I thank God that illuminated me. It was a very funny moment. I still remember that with the musician at the time. It just was hilarious because he kind of understood, but he didn't, because I was like, I was starting to act funny and say things on stage, talk with this music, and I was like, when are you? Go for it. Just let me, get into the mood of the song. And it was like, I can't believe it. Only you. I said, yeah, I know. But, sometimes it can happen. There are other stories, but that was, oh my God, make me feel so horrible. Another stuff happened during a live show on TV.
Tell me.
My gosh. So basically, we were doing this musical thing because, as I said, in that show we were doing musicals. It's like a satiric show. So we were doing this part where I was running into the stage from the backstage, running to the stage with these high heels, obviously the wrong sides, obviously. So we needed to run and start in the scene.
Yes.
Obviously happened. I ran into the stage. I lost one shoe, obviously. Audience in front, all the people on stage. A friend of mine was looking at me like completely shocked, and I was like, with very nonchalance, everyone was starting doing their own things. I just took my shoes from the floor. I just put my hand in his shoulder. I just put back my shoes, and that's it. And I started my show. And trust me, there were people on stage, the other colleagues, they were laughing behind. Oh my God, because it was so much fun. Now it's not maybe that funny to hear, but to see.
Yeah.
It's like when a colleague, you do a live scene and someone falls down, which will happen again.
Yes.
It's very, I mean, it's funny, but it's not funny if you're actually the one. Just like, so you said like about live things before, and I know, because when it's live, you don't have a way to rewind. Okay, let's do it again. It's live. But it's normal as human beings. Oh, how many times you see? I mean, I know, because it's like, I know, I do music. How many times I watch TV shows, live shows with music, and musicians were playing things, or even big artists messing around. And it's like, you know what? It's live. You forget that. You just, okay, you do it. You can allow yourself sometimes to be a human being. So yeah, it's all good.
I think that's. Do you know what made me laugh? What made me laugh the most was your impression of the piano. He's doing this with.
Trust me, it was like, Vina, what's going on? I was like, I couldn't say to him. I was like, tonight, I just want to feel involved with this performance, and you just give a longer intro. It was like, oh my Lord. Yeah.
I love
it. Like that. Sorry, but it's like that. I won't tell you the venue, I won't tell you the song, and I won't tell you the musician. So it's
Wow. So
yeah.
let's go a little bit more technical now. Okay, do you have any favorite studio stuff that you like, you know, when you're recording? You know, favorite microphone that you like to use when you're singing?
Okay, so basically recently I started to work on production as well because I found myself in having much more time. So I'm trying to discover the production world, which is a is another big word. So in terms of mic, I do love the Neumann U87.
Bloody
Neumann.
expensive. That's the
I know I started high, but if you ask me which one I like, that's what I like. But on a more human, like normal level, obviously, I would say the Shure M7, I think, yeah, SM7.
That's expensive as a that Michael Jackson used that microphone.
Yeah, it's a microphone, but it's in a medium range. It's around. I mean, if the other one is around, let's say, can we say prices or can we say figures around 1,000, 1,200, the Neumann one. This one is around 300 quid, which if you compare, it's just much more, you know, it's a massive difference of 1,000 pounds.
I'm coming to Sicily, man, because if you can get hold of a Neumann for 1,200 quid, I'm coming over there, because last time I'm sure it's about 3 grand.
Really?
Yeah, that's an expensive microphone.
I mean, I found that because I was checking some prices online recently, because during the lockdown, I also upgraded my studio home in London, and I bought actually an Aston Spirit mic,
yes,
which is an English brand that I discovered while I was researching for mics and which one to buy.
Yes.
I wanted to buy this Shure SM7,
yeah.
but the SM7. Then there was the problem because some people were saying like you need to an extra amp, because it's great in terms of, you know, the warmth of the vocal, and which is great, which I recorded, I used it in the studio, but sometimes it can be a little bit weak in terms of it's not that pushy, like, you know, it's not a condenser. I don't think it's a I mean, it is in the field of, you can use it as recording and even in live performances. That's the beauty of the mic.
Yeah.
So that is one of my favorite in terms of, as I said, body, and it catch well my frequencies. I can have a very high frequencies in my voices that I want to cut because can be annoying. So that is quite warm mic that works quite well with my vocal. Obviously, I won't tell you another secret because I was told no. When I recorded my EP, I actually recorded in the studio with 3 different mics. 3.
Whoa.
Where just position, I can't. It was basically to give my voice the best of, you know, the different shades and mics, and every mic's got a particular uniqueness in terms of tone and the delivery. So the producer just, you know, figured out this method. Don't ask me why he chose that. All I know is just that I recorded with three different mics, and this is the sound that you can hear, you know, on my EP and the songs.
It sounds beautiful.
Thank you. I think because lots of time, and I do believe sometimes, you know, you don't get this everyone, you know, I'm sure that this guy got in the studio some Neumann eventually, but obviously sometimes I mean they share the studio with other people, so sometimes I don't know if the mic wasn't available. That I can't remember, but anyway, sometimes not all the people can, you know, have 3,000 mic in their studio, so you need to find a way to work around what you can manage. But when it comes to sound, when it comes to release music, because I'm a very professional person, I always try to have the best. I'm not trying to do things just for the sake of it. I'm gonna try to compete on a business level with quality. So I can't record in a cheap mic 100 quid because it would sound cheap.
Yes.
So I've always been working with big people, with, you know, very professional people, you know, that they knew what they were doing and what I was doing. So it turned out, you know, everything makes more sense when you work like that, right?
Oh, of course, but I think you did a very good choice with the Shure mic, because I'm sure that's the same microphone that Michael Jackson used.
I mean, Mike, I know. I mean, yeah. I mean, yes. No, but I think lots of, to be honest, is the standard, the industry standard mic that lots of people use. So like I'm not surprised at all. I think even Adele recorded something in that mic for what I know, and lots of people like YouTube, and maybe not, maybe I don't know, but lots of artists I heard that, they work on that, even Ed Sheeran, or big names. So it's like I can work on that as well, I think.
Oh, definitely. I went to audio recording school where Paul Epworth studied there as well. So Paul Epworth went on to record Adele's first EP, I think, or album.
One was the place.
It was in Islington. That's where we learned. So Paul Epworth started there. See, before he opened the big studio and success. But the microphone that Adele recorded, the first thing, it was a Rode Classic 2. It's a great big fat microphone. It's a very fat with a big valve in it. It's got a lot of noise in it, but they have to filter out the noise. But imagine, like, because we actually had that microphone in the studio to actually work with when we was working with an SSL console. That's how I started out, But it's just you've done some very very good choices, and you've got a great mentality and work ethic. That's why you're very successful. And right, you said you're going into production, so talk to me a bit about production. So what software are you using in production?
This is becoming my next obsession, I'm telling you. It's like I can't believe that I'm getting into that, because it's a world. I recently, just because I've been doing these courses and things online, I discovered this plugin, which is I think it's called Chris Lord Alge.
Yes.
CLA Vocals.
Yes.
Oh, it's an amazing tool, guys. Yeah, because it's like it's a one thing to have for mixing, and it works great with vocals, guitar, drums. So I recently discovered and tried out something. I think I'm gonna buy that plugin at some point, because I'm trying to build. I started with Logic. I'm starting to get into knowing all the tools that there are in the software, but obviously they are limited. If you want big boy things, you just need to buy plugins. That one is a great plugin that I was thinking, or I recently discovered. I've been working in the studio as well, but the Valhalla reverb, which is a very vintage reverb.
Beautiful reverb, yeah, beautiful. I've got it.
It's just like, and this is one other on my list. Then I could tell you, for mastering, for example, I heard about this Maserati.
Yes.
The Maserati, or the L3 Ultra Maximizer, which is that I'm studying, and I'm like, I want that. Like, some of those plugins are, oh my gosh, so expensive. Obviously, so good. This is why they're so expensive, because not most of them, but I would say maybe, some of them I'm gonna buy them at some point, because I'm trying to. I actually finished to produce my first song, like everything by myself. Like I started to programming and everything, and I wrote a song, and I put the melody and the lyrics, and I'm like, I'm feeling so happy, because I felt so like, oh my gosh, I can do. I wanna do that. I've been doing that in the studio when I was working with friends and producers. I was comping vocals. I'm very good with my ears, and I always been told, I think you should do that. And I never done that. That's my fault. But because to do that, you need time. It's not something that you can't. You need to experiment, try an area, and spending so much hours, and you can't just do it for the sake of it. Because even if I do something, either I do it in a great way, or I don't do it. I don't have middle ways to. It's just like that. So, and then obviously the Abbey Road plates as a reverb as well. I think it's a reverb as well. So those are my plugins. My list to have.
Oh wow! See, I think that's brilliant. So the listeners which are listening in, they're learning something here for their own studios, which is good. May I make a few recommendations as well?
Of course.
Okay. There's a reverb called the Xenoverb, which is modelled on the Blue Sky, or the Big Sky, and that plugin is not even that much money. It's a phenomenal, beautiful reverb. The Xenoverb is audio engineering school.
Text me that, please.
Oh,
Text me that.
there's that one, and there's also obviously stuff by Universal Audio, UA. You know, the expensive plugins. You know, I've got a lot of them.
I think do they come with the Pro Tools, those plugins, right?
Oh, Pro Tools have their own plugins as well, but don't forget Logic's own plugins are brilliant. Do you know Logic's synthesizers, ES1. You know, when you start programming and you start really going into the synthesis and designing your own sounds in Logic, you know, even like the ES1 is absolutely phenomenal. Just to work in that Logic. I used to use Logic from when eMagic used to own Logic. They used to run it. It was their product. Then Apple took over, and I think there's Alchemy, which is part of Logic, which is a virtual instrument, which is brilliant.
I think I tried that the other day. It was amazing. The one that's got all the distortion things that seemed. Oh my gosh! Yes. That is the one that I have. So, but I didn't, because the track ended up in being a little more. I didn't really use that, but I was trying it. And I was like, this is absolutely brilliant. So yes, Alchemy. Yeah. I'm gonna the next track. I'm gonna experiment with that. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, and there's another thing as well. What sound card do you have at home?
At home here, I have the, how do you call it? Oh my gosh, the red one. Oh my gosh.
Is it the Focusrite Scarlet?
Yes,
All
the
right.
four. I think the 4-channel. Yeah, here in London I have the Steinberg. So I just trying to and just I have another studio session like set in London. I did buy that stuff in lockdown last year because I was like, you know what, I just need to do stuff at home. I need to start to do more stuff at home. So the moment that I go to studio now, I'm ready with some stuff, not just the piano and voice thing. You know, slowly. I'm still gonna record in the studio because I don't think that you can record. I mean, some people say that you can. But there is nothing like a proper studio to record a vocal. I just can't see myself recording home. I mean, you can record home ideas.
Yes.
You can, develop things, or you can, track demos perhaps. Yes.
Yeah.
This is the reason why I decided to invest some money in. So this one is a Scarlett, the one that I have.
It's nice. Do you know what I was gonna say? Is look at when you create a session. Pay attention to the sample rate that you're working in. Yeah, because that makes a big difference to the way plugins sound. Let's say if you jump from 48 kilohertz to 96 kilohertz. I mean, I've been working at 96 kilohertz since 2004. You know, that's been like 16, 17 years ago. But your latency, when you push the key, it's cut to half. The audio, for me, what I can hear, the audio quality is beautiful at 96k. 24-bit 96k. To me, I think that's beautiful. It's up to you what you want to do as a musician, as a producer. But for me, I've been working at that sample rate for a long time. People think I'm crazy, but I hear fidelity and crispness in that. So experiment with that, please, at your side.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I've been experiencing some latency at some point when I was working. So this is because I was starting to get frustrated at some point, but then I was like, this is a part of the process, it's normal, just don't panic, breathe. Because it's, when you're trying to learn new things and while you're keeping creative, you're trying to be creative, you're trying to record yourself, but you're trying to fix technical stuff. It's not that easy sometimes. There's too many things in one, too many informations that you need to, decide which one, how, and so it's a good tips from you. So thank you very much. It's like, so do I need to check the setting, or do you think it's more to do with the sound card? Like which one is?
Just adjust the setting first to if you're working at 44.1. Just experiment. I'm not saying it's the golden rule, but I'm just saying just try it out for yourself. You'll see the latency cuts by half. The processor load obviously goes up, but the latency cuts by half. But for me, it's like the audio quality is just like when I'm playlisting a radio show. I don't tell many people this, but I listen to everything in higher sample rates, even though they're tracked at 4.1. You know, some stuff in Ultra HD, but when I switch the sound card over here in the studio to a higher rate, it just like it opens up the sound, and you know, then I've gone on to having we've got custom built power supplies here for the sound cards, which are linear hand built power supplies. You know, but I'm into audio. I listen to every submission that comes into the show. See, so I listen to. We get a lot of music coming to the radio show. Put it that way, because of lockdown. Like, everyone's producing so much music, and it's been great for me as a presenter. But unfortunately, it's been sad because people have lost. Oh my God, I'm about to talk about the lockdown. Okay, what I'll do is it's not good. Right. So, who would you like to collaborate with, and why?
Okay. These modern times, I would like to collaborate with Sia.
Brilliant.
She's a brilliant. She's a beast. She's a beast. A songwriter, lyrics, production. I mean, that's an icon for me, and I really see myself in collaborating with her, even because she's up to collaborations a lot. She collaborates a lot, so it's like I wouldn't mind that. I'm a very fan. I'm a Sia fan, so I would say her. And then in terms of people, I would say like producer or stuff like that, like people I would love to be in the room. I would say Mark Ronson, Ryan Tedder, which is the One Republic main guy, also big songwriter. So I wouldn't mind, like those guys are really, really cool. Yeah, and then there are so many others, but again, like those questions are like, okay, how many times we have? Like how many hours we have?
For you, all the time in the world. Yeah, we've got all the time in the world.
People like for different reasons, like I mean, sometimes it's like I like to dream big, obviously.
Good.
So, but see, I think because I just like her humanity, her vulnerability, and the way how her voice just sometimes breaks, and that's the beauty of. I don't know how to explain. He eats the chords of my heart. I just love her. I've been, researching and studying lots of her lyrics, and it's for me just, oh my gosh, I wanna collaborate with her. So who knows?
I think when I was a young man, me and Sia used to message each other on MySpace years ago. That was early for me. This was a long time ago when I was young, and so she told me about her projects. I told her about my projects and stuff. So, but then she blew up big. She went.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I believe I'm a firmly believer that in life everything is possible.
Of course.
If you put up like the real work, if you give up, it's very difficult. Like you're never gonna receive the thing from the sky, right?
Yeah.
But you work hard, and if you believe in yourself, if you just trying to be just you as much as you can, like be unique, be authentic, maybe,
I think, to be honest, I feel that you're very real. And that realness will get you further, because the person is fake. They may get there faster than you, but then they'll also slow down quicker than you. But if you're real, your journey may be slower, but you carry on further in life, because people recognize that, because people want to work with you. See, because people in this industry, they talk smooth. They're very smooth talkers in this industry.
I've been having how you call it, smooth talkings with so many people that promise the world. Have happened just because, as you said, like I always had this feeling like it might be longer for me just because I'm too real. I can't fake too much.
Good.
That's who I am. Like, and I don't want to change it for.
Good.
It's not worth it for me. Even if it feels like, and it means even more work, but it's fine. Everything that I achieved in my life, I achieved because I worked hard to do that. No one gave me anything, or, this is a gift for you, or, let's, I know this person, I just worked hard, and I got to that point. It's like, okay. And, for some people, it's really strange, because they like, oh, you're never going to get there if you didn't sleep with that person, or if you, I'm like, I actually went for audition, and guess what? So for me, like I feel like I'm feel privileged for that though, because it's not that easy. And also it's very difficult as a woman in the music industry to find the respect from people, because as soon as you don't respect yourself, people are not going to respect you.
True.
If you respect, you just need to respect yourself first, and people will, because people will know when they can't play with me. They know that I'm a serious person, so I don't want to sleep with you just to make you, I don't know, just to make me, promise me like the moon. Is like, nah, I'm much more than that. So it's
Exactly.
like, yeah.
Exactly.
I rather like, sorry if I cut you off, I say something, but for
No,
me
it's
it's this
fine.
is a very important part. I rather like engage with people that are really, into that line of thoughts, and that with people that for me are not gonna, you know, bring me anything in my life in terms of, you know, they're not gonna enrich me, and no, it's not for me. Sorry.
Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. But I like the attitude that you have over there. And because what if you bend once in life? If you bend once in life, you'll bend forever. That's why you always have to stand proud and and salute to your parents, because they're the ones that help give you that beautiful voice. It's
Thank
true.
you so much.
No, it's true. It's true. Right. Um, see what are you? I'm not going to ask you. What can we expect from you this year? So obviously, you're obviously into your own production now, and you're getting into Logic, and you're getting very technical, and
So my next album is going to be self-produced. Can you imagine? I mean, it would be my dream. But I also think I want to just keep that very realistic. Like, I love to collaborate with people, because it gives me different perspectives that otherwise sometimes when you create something, you're just too absorbed that you need an external point of view for you to say, yes, that's it. Or, yeah, we can, do this better. So I really am a strong believer in a team player. I'm not like there is always the face, but I always believe that for a person to be very successful, there has to be other people that, they are behind to support and also to guide sometimes.
yeah, that's right. That's right.
So you can expect for sure more music. I really do hope and pray that this lockdown situation, I really do hope to jump into live gigs. And if you're free, please, you're invited to my next gig, which I don't know when it will be, but eventually. And yes, I'm trying to plan my next releases. I'm still not sure if it's going to be a single or an EP coming, because I'm writing new stuff as well. And I have so much stuff that I want to release ready. But it still has to be produced. So I'm in the process of, again, contacting producer. I'm not producing. I'm not going to produce that by myself. I just need to experiment first. While I'm going to write and produce other stuff or co-write. I'm up to even collaboration. I started to collaborate with other writers, because, as I said, like for me, it's important to co-write as well. It gives me more. Yeah, it motivates me even more. Like sometimes it's too, again, absorbed by yourself or what you want to say or your perspective. Sometimes if you open up and you listen to other perspectives, it can be magic. It can be something even bigger. So I'm very happy for it, and I hope that I'm gonna, if anyone up there who wants to collaborate with a singer-songwriter, I'm up for it. And music, gigs, and I have stuff. I mean, if we're gonna talk about COVID eventually, I will tell you, in a bit. But yeah, I have other stuff on hold, but
Yes.
I need to wait until this
Lockdown. Wow. But,
Yeah.
okay, look. Now, as a presenter, I interview a lot of people, right? Now, I've been very busy this year with interviews, so if you go back through the log of all the shows that I've done this year and the interviews, if there's anyone that you like in particular that you want to work with, just drop me a message and I'll contact them and I'll try and hook it up. I can't promise anything, but
Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. It's just, means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, will do. Thank you.
it's okay because I can be a bridge because because we're connected like that in the same way. People may ask me, oh, you know, I really like Vina. I want to do a track with her. I'm
Yeah.
a wicked producer, or I play this instrument, and we all want to collaborate because at the end of the day, for me, it's not about the name or all the rest of that. It's about the end product, and if the end product is pure fire, which comes out, and especially as independent artists as well, you know,
Yeah.
if you can give the big labels a run for their money in terms of sound and a great product, you know, that's a big thing, you know.
Of course, it's actually something that is rare because, as you said, like sometimes people like today, oh, I want to work with the big name top producer hit. Yeah, but firstly, it's not going to be that easy to reach out because it probably is never going to reply to you. Secondly, you don't have any connection with him or her, so it's going to be very difficult to create something special just because, you know, you're paying them stupid money just to, yeah, let's do this. The motivation has to be there to create, so like to create something special. Everyone involved has to believe that you're gonna break it, and then it can be the next big thing. And all of a sudden, a producer that never had a hit in his life, oh, guess what? This track went viral, and this is what happened. So this is why I'm like, I don't work necessarily. I mean, I've been working with very like established people, but I didn't look at, oh, let me see how many hits you have, because that doesn't know anything. Because
Exactly. Yeah.
so the final result, you can have hit with Adele, and then you come to me and you produce the most crappy song of the history just because you can, right?
I love it. It's true.
And I'm like, okay, like 10,000 quid less. Maybe I could have done that with an independent, like like producer, like in local North London, for much cheaper and much better result. So even though, like, even that producing a track is very difficult, and even that I'm still in the look for producers as well. So the same thing is valid. I'm gonna check it out if there is anyone would like to look out what is there, because I would like to collaborate with new people as well. So
of course, if I can assist, I'm there. Right. Let's address the elephant in the room now regarding the lockdown. Yeah. So so when did you go across to Italy from London?
I flew for Christmas on the 9th.
Very, very clever.
No, it was a very pure coincidence. I was meant to fly on the 22nd of December, which was going to mean not fly at all, because what happened.
Yeah.
But I think I moved a couple of days before my flight, and I flew on the 19th of December.
Yes.
So I've been here since then. It's a long time for me because I've never been that long. Like, I think the first time in my life since I moved away from home, it was actually last year in the summer. I spent the summer in Italy.
Yes.
3 months, and for me it was like never happened. Even now, by now I would have, coming back, but I think I'm gonna come back in a couple of weeks, probably 2 or 3 weeks maximum, because I need to come back at some point. So, but meanwhile, I'm keep staying. I'm not just staying here later. I'm just working every day to music, producing, writing. So I'm trying to keep that moving in order for when I come back, and if eventually this situation is gonna calm down a little bit, we're gonna start again to live and to do things and to have opportunities. So I'm here from in 1 month nearly. Not yet, but nearly 1 month. Yeah.
Wow. But do you know what's lockdown like in Italy or Sicily? Sorry.
It's very weird. Some days, I mean, the government decided to do like during the Christmas holidays and New Year's, like they put this strict lockdown, like, which meant we couldn't even this was the first year I spent my Christmas here in my house with just my mom and dad, my brother and sister-in-law. That's it. They slept over because we weren't allowed to go. We are not still allowed to get out after, I think the curfew is at 10 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was here is a serious. They stop you if you. There are certain days that they call it the red days where you can't go anywhere, only to for groceries, or if you need to go to the chemist, very necessary shops. That's it. There are other days that they call it the orange days where you can. It's a joke. Where you can get out, but I think restaurants and clubs still close, but the rest of the shops are quite open. Again, curfew at 10 p.m.
Yeah.
And other days that are called the yellow days. No, it's just I was like, what kind of day we are? And it's very messy, which you can, I mean, there are still restrictions, but you can go for a quarter to the, I mean, it's very confusing, honestly. I'm spending much of my time at home anyway. So I decided, you know what, I don't care if it's red, green, yellow. I'm just the time. Sometimes I go to groceries. The other day I went for a walk, but we are not really allowed. It's not like in the UK. When it's strict lockdown, you can't get out. You can't get out because if they can fine you, they stop you. There are policemen around. So
how big are the fines, Vina?
I didn't find out because I didn't have it. I'm home all the time, but I think around 300, 400 something. Yeah. This is why, I mean, it's very messy. It's so confusing. You don't understand. It's like, and you hear the news every day, and now I'm obviously checking every day about London because I think I'm gonna, plan my travel back at some point in a couple of days, but I don't know if I either should wait 1 week more, 1 week less.
Should wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Do you know what it is? Things are just going to get worse here. The police put it this way, right? It's very interesting what you spoke to me about the red, yellow, and the different color lockdowns, because to me, if there was a real, if it was a proper pandemic, right? There'd be no changes in the days. It'd be constant, wouldn't it? That's dodgy. That is dodgy. For the fact that one day you're okay to go to this one shop, and the next day you're not okay to go to the one shop. But does the virus just magically run away? So
the virus, you can't get out. I mean, I can understand the night time because people will go out for drinks, but it's like, what about from the morning till 10 p.m.? Do you think people can't?
You're right.
The virus is gonna go, and then it's gonna hit in the night. It doesn't really work like that. And as you say, it makes you feel like someone is taking the piece. Sorry, my language, because it's like, some days are great. I mean, the other day I was laughing during lunchtime with my parents. What kind of day we are? Red day, yellow day. I think I said at some point a blue day, and my dad was, no, blue doesn't exist. So sorry, just like with all these colors, it's like, what's going on? It's very confusing because, and you know what? It makes you feel like even if you one day you want to get out, you just want to wait, because either, as you say, this pandemic is going on and it's going on every day, or it's not. So it's not like, it's not rocket science. It's just like, it's yes or no, right?
Exactly. So I think in London, well, over here, it's going to be our new normal. And they're conditioning us to have this as our new normal. At the end of the day, the other day, I went out shopping with Claire, and I had to wear a mask in the store, and my head hurt so much and then my head hurt for the rest of the day. Not yesterday, the day before. And I said to Claire, I don't want to wear a mask anymore. I phone the doctor, and they go, you don't need to get the exemption. Print off this thing from the government website. If you've got a card, you can have it on your phone. If you don't want to wear a mask, have it on your mobile phone. Show them, no, I'm exempt from wearing a mask. Please keep away. Please be kind. Blah de blah de blah. But at the end of the day, I'm not an idiot, basically. And I've been on this earth for a fair while, and if something doesn't add up, it doesn't add up. So it's interesting to get the Sicilian perspective. Obviously people. Oh, there's gunshots going off in London, but it's just yes.
Why not? Just like we're talking about COVID. Boom. head. Boom.
It's true. It's mad. Okay, so is there okay, is there any, have you ever been wrong about anything? Is there anything you've changed your mind about musically? You know, when you first started out to now.
Yes, definitely. I think I'm much more believer now in lyrics. I know that lots of people say melody, 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 melody. Yes, but when you actually have something to say supporting your melody, I think it makes much more sense.
Yeah.
For me, it has to resonate with me in some way. So, and if it's not, if I know the lyrics, what is that? When I started the beginning, I was much more into, oh, let me find, the right mood, the right thing, the right vibe. It's not that I wasn't listening to lyrics. It was just maybe more concentrating, like, oh, let me sing this perfectly, right pitch. Let me be precise as much as I can. I don't want to make mistakes. When then slowly, I discovered, and I kind of liked when my vocal on the high range was going a little bit, sometimes a little bit rough, just because maybe I have some reflux in my voice, because I found out.
Yes.
That I have, and it's something that is a condition that you have to live. Sometimes, don't get me wrong, it can be very annoying because my voice used to be so clean, very, very clean. So sometimes I got that,
Raspiness.
but it's not.
Yeah.
It's not the raspiness. Yes, but it's actually nice. And I was like, what I thought before was, I'm actually now, you know what? I think I'm just gonna enjoy that at some point because it's part of who I am now. Maybe my sound a little bit changed. If I listen to myself in the old demos about 8-9 years ago, I was sounding a baby. I was sounding like, oh my gosh, it's just like, very. Now I'm like, I'm here, hello, and it's like, okay. So it just like, I think I just changed a little bit perspective in terms of lyrics orientated. I want to tell a story. I want to move people. I want to communicate with people.
Yes.
One of the most incredible moments for me has been when I've been performing live, obviously my original stuff live, and there was this guy coming to me. I think it was a family, but this old guy coming to me saying, you know what, you touched me with that song. And I was like, oh God, this is even much more that you come to me and say, oh my gosh, you're amazing. Because for me, it's about that. I have to break that wall and climb into your heart and hitting that. If I'm capable of doing that, I win. For me, I win. So at the end of the day, I look a lot about now into the feelings and the emotions of the song, and not just the melody. The melody is so important. I like to be very explosive, especially in the chorus, and create this hook, how they call it, like in the industry, they hook. But when I hear people talking about, oh, let's make a hook, let's make a hit song, I'm like, you don't write songs because you think it's going to be a hit. You write a song believing that song that is good enough, that is you enough, that is going to get certain level. You don't write a song, this has to be a hit. You want to write a song that is going to be a smashing track because you enjoy, everyone enjoys, and it's just, yes, let's do it. But not because, this is going to hit that. It's just, you don't know. One of the biggest hits in the history were ballads, when people think normally, to write a hit, it has to be an up-tempo. Why? Who said that? Exactly. There are big hits that are like the most... just ballad style, the most, slow down tempo that you can ever imagine. So what we're talking about here, there is no math when it comes to making hits. It's just like making great music. I think that.
Exactly, yeah. Exactly. Do you know that keyboard behind you? That's got a MIDI port on it, hasn't it, at the back?
Yes, this is a very nice new keyboard I bought. It's a very nice. I mean, it's brilliant. It's, I think, a DH660.
Beautiful.
It's beautiful. Like, it's got this keyboard reproduced. I think, I don't know if it's got like 20 or 30 kind of pianos, like a real piano, and also like both the original, the pedals, like a real piano.
Yeah.
So it sounds. It's absolutely brilliant. It's just a new thing that, I bought no. I mean, we bought before Christmas, but it just arrived a little bit later because of this mess.
Yes.
And I just still didn't enjoy a lot because I'm writing and I'm on my computer. I've been with this MIDI keyboard, which I bought as well. But this is a baby that is going to be discovered soon. It's got so many big functions and it's amazing. It just inspires me. It's my baby.
Wow. Well, Vina, it'd be a good idea to use that with Logic. So basically run the audio out of that into your sound card and then set it up as an instrument in Logic, because that way your computer won't be having to process the audio. It'll just be working with MIDI, which is triggering the notes from that. So therefore you have the beautiful sound of that keyboard, yet the MIDI MIDI programming from Logic,
without passing, but still with the sound card though.
If you want to, but you know, when I first started out, I just literally hooked up the keyboard to Logic or Cubase or whatever, and I just plugged the headphones straight into the back of the keyboard, and then all that would do, all the software would do is just sequence the MIDI, you know, and that is it. And everyone's like, how come your sound is so pristine and crisp? I go, because it's from it's from an amazing instrument, you know. So at the end of the day, I think the journey you're on is a brilliant journey of success. You're very, very motivated. It's just another thing. Right, is there anything I haven't asked you?
Oh, come on, like regarding
anything. I don't want you to have any regrets and say, oh, I should have said this to Dav on the interview. I should have said this or I should have said that.
I regret about this lockdown situation, because last year, I need to tell you this, because for me it was like, oh my gosh, I was actually called from a home city. I was supposed to receive an award for my career in my home city in a gala event. Wow. And this was something that I was so excited to do it, because it was going to be in this big theater here in Catania, and you know, to receive an award besides other actors or people that are into entertainment business, for me it was quite an achievement, and it made me so proud that I could have even think about, and I was going to perform even my music live there. So I was just like, I mean, I was so excited, because it's one of the things I think that the theater has got. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to work in big theaters for a while, big concerts. So the magic that you experience in a theater, there is nothing compared. Not even the TV is nothing compared to. No, not for me at least. And that was, you know, I mean, eventually it's gonna happen again. We don't know yet when, and also I was supposed to fly to Russia.
Wow.
Sing.
Wow.
Yes. With a big orchestra, like I think 80 elements on stage, a big classic orchestra, and for 2 nights with a musical director. He's an Italian director. He's into classic pop music. So it was supposed to be these 2 big nights there. And when he asked me to do that last year, I was all over the moon. I went to do like my visa in London, you know, I put like my paperwork, because there is lots of paperwork to get ready to fly there, to work there, to even go for visit. And then guess what? Everything was just, I'm like, no, I've never been to Russia and I'm going to sing. I mean, my dream, my life, worldwide tour, going everywhere, bringing my music. That's it, touring the world. That's my dream. So, that's a very hard pillow to swallow. But I think because I've been in touch with this director, he said me that it's gonna eventually happen. Not sure when. So, and if I can say something, but this is not just about me, it's about generally for what we are all living. Yes. I think I want to always remind people that this is, and I want to really believe that this is very temporary, and is forcing us to reshape our lives and trying even more reason to make an impact in this world, because especially in a moment where everything seems so it is so crazy, you need to really remember who you are, and you really need to get ready for something very, very big and very meaningful for life. So this is temporary. We're gonna make it through, and it's gonna be wonderful.
Wow, wow, wow. May I please, firstly, uh, I thank you for your time in this interview, and I thank you for opening your heart and basically just being yourself, because you're a very real individual.
Thank you so
No,
much
no,
for
it's
really.
it's an honor. Now, there's one thing I'm going to ask you.
Well, let me get ready. Yeah? What? What are you gonna ask me?
um,
What?
if you could please,
Yes.
please, Vina, if you could say, hey, this is Vina. You're listening to RadiAsian, the #1 station for the Asian invasion.
Okay. You tell me when I'm ready. I mean, I'm ready when you are.
Whenever you're ready, Vina. Whenever you're ready.
Hey, this is Vina Rose, and you are listening to RadiAsian, the #1 station for the Asian invasion.
Yes, yes, yes. You did it. You did
Okay,
it.
do it
Perfect.
again.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
see, I started well. I enjoyed that because a couple of times I went to um, radio interview, like physically on the radio, and I was told, oh, she had like a beautiful tone. Would you like to work here? Yes, yes. Hire me. Let's work. I really like. I mean, again, when it comes to things that makes me, even this platform for me is so nice to meeting you, and
Likewise.
this platform to really, yeah, just be us and talk about like really without filters for 1 hour and a half, and just be real.
Exactly, and that's priceless. That is priceless. Please, could you tell everyone your socials, please? That's important as well.
Yes. So, okay, guys, you can find me on all social media as Vina Rose Music. On Instagram is Vina Rose Music, on Facebook as well, and also Twitter, Vina Rose Music. So you can't get wrong with that. I also have a website, www.vinarosemusic.com. What else? I think I have a LinkedIn account as well, even though I don't use that much, but people contact me there. So if you want to get in touch with that, yeah, Vina Rose. What else? Do we have anything else? Obviously, on all social, like all the streaming platforms, you can find me. And yeah, if you want to stream my music, would be great.
Oh,
And please let me know feedback. So let's keep open. I would like to, if someone is listening and having feedbacks or get in touch with me, please. I'm always up for that.
absolutely brilliant. And could you please, what track do you want me to play?
Oh, come on, Dab. This is a. Which one is you think represents best this interview, and which one you do it. You
You're
do it.
very clever. I like the way you put it back onto me.
Well, I mean, yes, because it's like I would be too much. No, again, like you are a radio presenter, you like in this moment you're like behind. Like it's something that I can't control, because if a radio presenter, someone says, "Oh, I like this track better than this," who am I to say no? You need to play this one. Just go for it. Like I'm interested to hear which one you think.
To be honest, I like them all. But what grabbed me last week on last week's show, I played out the Breathe Again, the Ascension remix, because that just blew me away.
Yeah.
But if you could introduce it, if that's okay.
Hey guys, this is Vina Rose, and you're gonna listen to Breathe Again Ascension Remix on RadiAsian, the #1 station for the Asian invasion.
Yes.
Huh?
Vina, thank you so much for phoning in.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, Dab. It was really, really nice meeting you. And say my love to Claire, which I didn't meet. I thought that.
You will, because Claire is actually a quarter Italian as well.
Really?
Yeah. She is. She's a quarter Italian, quarter Chinese, quarter Scottish, quarter Hawaiian. Basically, when you go for a pizza, they have to make quarters for her.
Oh wow! So she's all in one, like.
Yeah, you just
Yeah, no, oh, how? I mean, how? That's amazing. So she must know lots of things about different cultures because in her DNA. But send her my love, please, even if I didn't meet her tonight.
Oh.
And yeah, thank you so much for this chat. It was really, really nice.
We're gonna meet in person one day when these lockdowns are over. Put it that way.
Absolutely. When it's I think you said something. Where are you based? Basically, where is the radio station? Is in
East London.
It's in East London.
Yeah.
What about?
Dagenham.
Dagenham. Okay. You know what? I think I used to live in Dagenham. The first time I moved, it's very far. It's zone 4, right? Or 5.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
You see?
Yeah.
I rent a place. I think I rented a place over there. It's very far. Yeah. It's just, I think it was the first, the first place. Yeah, when I moved.
Wow.
Yeah. A long time ago. Yeah.
Well. Hopefully, you know, we'll come to one of your gigs. If Boris Johnson ever lets musicians perform live again, you know, and
I know.
It's a pleasure to support great music, and it's just an honor to have you on the show.
Thank you so much. Really. Thank you very much.
Okay, so let me get this part right. That's my turn. So it's not Viva per sempre. It's V. What is it again?
I don't understand what you want to say. What? It's when you wish well, basically.
A long life, yes. A long life, yes.
Ti auguro una lunga vita.
Ti auguro una lunga vita.
Piena di successo. You do the hand thing.
Yes.
Oh, you know what? Like, parentheses. I used to work in this is why I'm like, it's funny for me. I used to work in a very high-level restaurant in it's called Chutney Mary, Indian restaurant. In
Yes.
No, do you know it?
No, but I know what you're gonna say. Something funny.
It's because it's like no, because I think it's a very well-known. I think it's a chain of. They have 2 or 3 or 4 big, like, but very posh, high class. It's in St. James Street, so it's just behind Piccadilly. Very this posh place with this big man coming into the room. It was nice. I was singing there for brunch on the Sunday.
Yes.
Sunday. Yeah. So, you know, sometimes, and I did Bollywood movies. So every now and then, you know, this Indian culture is just coming back to me in some way. It's good.
I love it. I love it. Don't forget, please send me the name of the Bollywood film, please, as well.
Oh yeah, I will.
Okay, brilliant. So, something Luna I don't know, but
yeah, it makes sense. Thank you so much. You too. Likewise.
God bless you.
You too. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
Wow. RadiAsian, the #1 station for the Asian invasion, and